Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is the professor with Day Trading for Success. I am going to be doing some live trading here today. We're going to be doing the Power Hour. Get ready for that. That should be fun. We'll be trading the Holy Grail today. Stick around. I'll be right back.
Welcome to Day Trading for Success, hosted by the professor, a former math teacher, professional trader, and coder for Charles Schwab's Thinkorswim platform. The professor isn't a licensed financial advisor. Always consult a pro before diving into any strategies or demos you see here. Start smart, practice in a simulator, stick to a solid day trading plan, and don't forget to log every trade. Your profits will start with preparation. Thank you for allowing us to share in your journey. Please remember to subscribe, comment, give a thumbs up, and click that notification bell so you can be the first to receive more of our great content.
Hey, so welcome back. I was just working with tech, and we're working on a custom modified layout that I'm trying to speed it up because I am using that new MACD indicator that I put out a while ago. And I mean, it's not actually out at the $1 Million Margin Club, but they're about to take it. I'm doing a little seminar about it. So it's pretty, I find it to be pretty revolutionary with its alarms and what it is. There was a little bit of technical issues with Thinkorswim that we're working out with tech right now, but I think it should all be good. And the one that I did offer for free has been free. Should be, should work for the most part, but it will have a little bit better version at the $1 Million Margin Club. They get the big one. So anyway, so what we have here is we have the Holy Grail layout, and I just want to make sure that you kind of understand. So in the afternoon, I try to make a $5,000 a day goal every day. I usually make the bulk of that between the open strategies and the open strategies put out in Day Trading Volume 4, which we'll go into for just a minute, is a book put out by the $1 Million Margin Club. It has 4 strategies. I usually make between $500 and $2,000 in the first 15 minutes of the open session of the New York Stock Exchange on the East Coast of the United States. So that's at 9:30 a.m. to like 9:45 a.m. And then I will switch to the RV strategy that starts at 10 a.m. And usually between those two, I have made my goal. It's not all the time, and then often I will come in and do the Power Hour. Now the Power Hour is between 2:30 and 3:30 is what I call the Power Hour. And I have a whole different group of traders with me on Zoom here today that are in different time zones. That's an easier time for them to trade or for whatever their jobs, whatever the reason might be. We trade lower share size. Usually this is about the max we will go at Power Hour. I have 300 shares of Amazon. And we're able in the afternoon and I have Charlie, as always, she's handling the chat here. She doesn't work late every day, but we don't trade the Power Hour every day. So we will be starting in about 9 minutes. I wanted to go over what this was a little bit first, so we're doing the Holy Grail, which is really, it's a really amazing strategy. And it's called the Holy Grail for a reason. And it's based on the breakout ranges from all 4 breakout ranges from Day Trading Volume 4. So just to be, I keep these around the desk, but just to be more specific about what I'm showing you, that this is Day Trading Volume 4. This is Shiitake walking in front of the screen. Yep, here we go. And this has 4 different breakout strategies. Oh, I'm sorry, I held up the companion book. This is Day Trading Volume 4. I was holding up the wrong book. And then the companion book, which I just held up a second ago, has got the Holy Grail, the 5th strategy. So what does that really mean? Well, I've got them marked here so you can kind of see the breakout levels. Maybe we'll open up a 5-minute chart so it's a little easier to see. And let me auto zoom for a second. Okay. So I still have one 5-minute set, which we're not going to use. So I'm going to take that off. And I took off all the levels, I thought, of everything that was here from earlier. But so this is today's session, right? Now, what you're looking for when you set up the breakout ranges is pre-market, you'll go with from 7:30, which is right down here if you look at the time, up to 9:15, and you set a level. You find the low at 7:30, which it looks like should have been right. That should be breakout range 1. It shows it way down here. Is that? Oh yeah, that's 7:30. There it is. So there's the breakout range 1. I thought that was before that time. So that's the low of that breakout range, and then the high would be set at 9:15. So whatever the high was before, it's any time in between those times at 9:15. So it looks like this was the general high right in here. Is that breakout 1 right here, this yellow line? So they're set on the bodies, open and closing. Now you will see that it also is the breakout range for the number 2 strategy and the number 4 strategy. And this happens sometimes when you do the Holy Grail, and they're labeled here. So then the next is on the 30-minute candle. You do the next breakout is for a 30-minute, which I think is this one here. Yeah, so let me just pull this over. We don't have that long to mess around here, but so you would look at the 30-minute, the close of the this 30-minute right here, and you can see the number 2 breakout range and the number 2 breakout range. Now you should get the book if you're not following me, but what the whole idea about open strategies is you're waiting for the price action to break a certain level and then go in and go out. And then the other main rule they have on these type of strategy, well, this strategy for the $1 Million Margin Club, which was back tested for a long time. If you followed me along last year, they kept being back tested before they released the strategy and the book. So it could make sure that it was really safe for people to trade, and to trade, if they followed it, to trade and do really well with it. So one of the key components of that is that if the breakout is below, on the low of the breakout range, you can only go short below that level. You can't go up and down scalping. And if it's above the breakout range, you can only go long. So that's one of the key components in the strategy. But there's also the profit pivot points, which have all been removed for the Holy Grail here, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So if you're not, this is a lot of information to tell you very quickly, but basically just remember, you're setting breakout ranges, you're waiting for the price action to break that range, and then you're looking for those to be areas where you might get in and out. You're looking at Fibonacci levels and then other support and resistance levels. Today, I'm using the 10-day 5-minute Fibonacci, the 2-day 5-minute Fibonacci levels, and then the whole and half dollar custom scripts, which are, I don't see on the 30, because they're not on the 30-minute here, I guess. I don't know where they're. Here they're. These gray lines are representing the whole and the half dollars. That's the whole dollar. That's the half dollar. So those are going to be profit pivot points that we look for. So anyway, so you mark that 30-minute, like I just had open there, on the bodies, and that's where it was. And then the next thing you do is you go to a 5-minute chart, and you're opening up the first opening candle. I'm sorry, you're marking. I'm getting distracted by waving. Hang on. She's handling that. And so the first 5-minute breakout, and that's going to be the number 3 strategy, and that is just the bodies. And as you can see, it's right at our ATR revenue range level, which is down here too. There's a lot of data for you to take in if you don't look at the books for these strategies. But that's another breakout range, is the first 5-minute. And then the next is the first 15-minute, which should be right here. And that would be, where are we here? Here it is. So that's the first 15-minute right there. So you can see many of the levels did duplicate. And then the Holy Grail is you take the tightest range, and that is the range you're looking to break out. That's the Holy Grail strategy. However, that's how the strategy is done. It works very, very well. I recommend you get the books and you follow it. However, I've been doing it for a long time, and for the people that are trying to make more money, and they've been learning to scalp with the RV strategy and with my freestyle trading, a lot of people prefer to go short and long below the breakout levels. And we've been doing that for a while now against the advice of the book. So it is much riskier to trade that way, but it can also be much more profitable. So we are going to be trading the riskier way, which the book says do not trade that way. But so I wanted to make sure you knew the difference. So we'll be using all the breakout ranges as support and resistance levels for when we enter. And that's how we're looking at them, although I will give more validity to the Holy Grail range. And that was a lot of data if you haven't been following along at all about how we trade or how these strategies are done. There is also the ATR revenue range in here, and there's also volatility levels that there's a lot in the book. Let me see, where's the high? Is it? Oh, the high must be buried under a line here. Oh, yeah, it's right there. Okay. So ATR revenue range high and low. And there's our 10-day 5-minute Fibonacci and 2-day 5-minute Fibonacci. So everybody up here is ready to trade. And let me just make sure my account. I don't know if this custom layout that I'm working with them on will show my account, but probably will show it on everything. That's what worries me. So I am a indicator driven trader, and that's why you see kind of a messy chart here with a lot of stuff on it. It's really guys, it's really the difference between professional traders and non-professional traders. The people that get the data so fast with high frequency algorithms, those are people in prop firms. Those are like the professional traders, and we are battling against them. So what I've been doing is developing indicators that you can use, to help to work with them too. So that you can battle along. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted here. So guys, we're going to start in just a second, but the whole idea behind these indicators it's going to give you that edge that the pro traders have, that, you'll see all these things that say, stop trading with indicators. It's like, yeah, you realize that they're competing against you, right? The pros are. So every trade on the other end of every winning trade is a loser. They want you to be that loser. Okay, guys, I'm going to go in soon. We're going to be trading market only. I think I'm just going to take it right there. What did I get that at? So I based it on a breaking out of this range up. So this is the 30-minute low, and this is the difference between only going short. You can see I decided to go long based on this. So what I did is I'm going to tell you what I read here. Okay. So this is basically our low. We have two different buy-sell oscillators that said we want it to turn around, right? It hasn't really turned around much. We also have the low of the market magnet here turning it around. So I went with the turnaround here, and we have the magnet up here. Now that is that sound was the MACD. So that just confirmed it. Did you see that arrow come in there? So the MACD also said to go this way. So now you're looking at, it's still saying, no, you're not done. See, this is the one I've been working on that is just an incredible indicator. So hopefully you've picked it up for free. It might not be free by the time you see this, but it will be available at the $1 Million Margin Club. If it's not, by the time you see this, it will be soon. But this one is right more often than the buy-sell. We've been saying the buy-sell oscillator is right about 70 to 75% of the time. This seems more like 80, maybe even as much as 90. I mean, we haven't back-tested it enough. Then, of course, you've got the scalping indicator down here. No, wait, I'm going to hold into this move. Yeah, wait. No, I'm holding. So I'm looking for at least this level. Okay, so now I'm starting to see it turn around here. So I saw the buy-sell oscillator. See that red arrow? And then this is a profit pivot level. And also we have the ATR high right there. So we have multiple things telling me to turn around right now, although it broke through those pretty fast. So we're going to wait a second. and just see if it's going to keep going. Now I'm looking at price action, the market magnet, and I memorize my levels as quickly as I can, and then I'll look at the price action, and then I'll look at patterns, and try to make my decision based on that. But I mean, we're dealing with fairly low. Well, this is low share size compared to how we usually trade. For some people, it might not be considered low. So if this falls down, okay, so that's why I held it. If it fell down, way down here, but I'm going to ride this with this cushion. Now, I was about to tell you the scalping indicator was right at the top at the last candle, and it's close to the top of this candle of the volume. So green are the buyers, red are the sellers. This column is the, I've been talking all day, guys, so I'm a little, this column is the volume. This is what's happening inside the candlesticks in any given one. And I know a bunch of people are coming back in because they heard I was trading this right now. So we should see a little bit. This is a studio here with a bunch of traders. So we'll probably see. You'll probably see a little bit of flurry going around here in a minute. But I don't know if anything will go on camera. But I don't trade the power hour every day. So when I do, more people want to come in and trade. And then, of course, I have a lot of people up on Zoom. Now, you can see that the buyers are, so I'm doing what you call quarterbacking. I kind of came in here and decided to do this because I was working really with coding, and I just decided to do this with everybody to check this out with the changes we just made to the MACD. So I'm impressed at how well it worked. So I'm a little off kilter how I normally talk to you guys, but this is I annotate this indicator to like you're on a wave. You're waiting on a surfboard and you're waiting for a wave to come, and then you jump on that wave and then you ride that move. So now we see that wave dying here, sort of like a swell. So you can see, let's see if we can break that this was the other breakout range. It broke it pretty good too. Now, right up here is the Holy Grail. So it broke one Holy Grail, and now here's the other one. Well, look at that. I was just going to say, in view of what's happening, I'm getting ready to get out. Now, our multi-chart alignment over here is all green. That's something to keep an eye on as well, except for the 4 hour and now the 5 minutes. Okay, so let's just take a moment here and see. It looks like it's losing its way here a little bit, even though that buy was real. Oh, that was 97, 90. So I'm waiting. I'm kind of wishing that one of my other indicators would kick in to tell me. That's kind of what I was waiting for it to tell me to turn around. But I'm just gonna turn around now. It seemed like when it hit that. So I made $150 on the first trade, guys. I'm now reversed at 197.58. I kind of wish I had tagged it at the top up here when it hit it. Now the wicks faded away, but it did hit. Oh, here it's on this candle still. Yeah, it did hit that, and then backed off from it a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna hit it at the 50-cent line. So what did I get at 51? So I'm reversing at the 50-cent line again. How you guys doing? I know I did that kind of out of the blue and didn't say anything about it, but I just was watching the action and I'm just thinking like, I think it's bouncing. It's not done yet. So let's see if it can make another run up to the this Holy Grail level. Now, once you learn that strategy in Day Trading Volume 4, you'll understand how powerful these levels are. Now, they're not always going to work. You use them as guidelines. And then you combine those with the different indicators that I've kind of covered, but not really yet. So I'll go into more detail. So this layout, this is a 1 minute chart right here, okay? This is the scalping indicator. You saw me open this day chart, minimize down here. This is the active trader tool. This is the level 2 tool. This is a 15-minute chart. Then I have a 5-minute chart set at 10 days here. And then I have another, then I have a 30-minute, another 5-minute, a 1 hour, and a 4 hour. Now those charts are all minimized, and I have them on this layout just so I can do the setups for different strategies quickly based on the different strategy guides that we trade here. So, I know if you're new, you're getting overwhelmed with a lot of data on YouTube and all these people saying this one indicator, or don't listen to any indicator, or this one stock, or this one book, or this. Well, there is no one. And you can usually tell when they badmouth everything else, like theirs is the only way to do it. No, there's a lot of different ideas, and if they're talking about other things being bad, it's probably letting you know right there that they have a problem with the thing that they're selling. That's just my opinion. Everybody has a right to make a living. I don't begrudge any of them, and more power to everybody. You as a new trader need to understand a lot of those might be really good that you're listening to, and a lot of them might not be. And even if they are really good, they might not be good for you, because we all trade with different styles. So the best thing I can say is to always have a day trading plan. And in that plan, which they'll tell you about them in the $1 Million Margin Club books, like Day Trading Volume 1, get that book, because that tells you everything. And that's put out by the $1 Million Margin Club, and it has the RV strategy, which, by the way, is, wow, so we just broke it. So I'm just thinking... are we done there? Anyway, day trading plan that has maximum loss per trade and maximum loss per day, right? So guys, I'm going to turn around here sometime soon. You can see the algorithms are these candlesticks are showing you a little bit of the price action, how it's with shadow wicks, how it's really wanting to go down. It's very volatile right here, not giving you the whole picture. So we've got to be ready to flip around here. We've got another good trade, $57 for 300 shares, not bad. Now, why I say Amazon, Amazon is a very slow moving stock compared to what you're used to seeing me trade. So when you see numbers that are $50 and $100 per trade, I'm just going to take that, guys. So I took it at the market magnet level where it says to stop. And I just felt that was, it's going back past it, but it did get me to 250 plus there for a minute anyway. And so we're going to be doing some really tight trades here, and I am using indicators and the profit pivot levels to trade. I'm not worried about anything else. I'm not a mystical crystal ball, anything else. When this says turn around, I'm going to look really quickly at the strength of the price action and most likely turn around. When these levels equal support or resistance, I'm going to look at the other indicators and make a decision. That's all I'm looking at, is I'm indicator trading. And I think I started to say, I'm not sure if I finished, but there's no one way to trade. But the professionals, all to every one of them that scalps and that day trades, uses indicators. And most of the prop firms have spent hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars, or have their own coders like me that code to get them the edge. And then they have a head trader that walks around the room, unless you're there's a lot of prop firms that just let you trade at home, but they're not the same as like the bigger ones for the bigger money, but I'm sure I'm going to get nasty emails now that I said that. But the ones that you're in a room and you have a professional helping you and you get the benefit of the tools that they have, those people are making 20 million. Some of them make, 5, 10, $20 million a year. One person, not the whole. I mean, that's the kind of numbers we're talking about, right? That's who you're up against if you don't have those tools. So how can you fight that? Well, you want to trade with the crowd. You don't want to trade against them. You want to try to figure out what are they doing. And you can't afford to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars on special tools and things like that. So you find a good strategy, and there's lots of them out there. You make sure you have a maximum share size and maximum loss per trade per day, and then you trade in a simulator and you watch the price action. In this case, what I was leading up to, I've been trying to create indicators for a couple of years now, and they keep getting better and better, that emulates what the prop firms have. And they're being purchased from me by prop firms and professional companies. They're buying my indicators because they like them so much, even though they've got the big things. So these indicators are helpful. I don't sell them personally on here. I give them away for free for a week or two, and then you have to go to the companies that buy them from me to get them. And I know that $1 Million Margin Club is one of those, but there are others that have been purchasing them, but I don't know quite how they sell them. I think they give them as part of their, if you trade with them, you get them as their tools. But yeah, this is just die right here. So, I mean, I guess I could have caught a couple of those right there, and I didn't. Looking at you guys. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to have to pop on one of these because it just keeps going up and down. I was looking for a bigger move, so if it goes down here again, like it just did for a second and then didn't. I'm just going to take that. What did I get that at? 78. So that wasn't much money, but I banked a little bit of money there. We'd like to see it break this sort of flat top level, which is the market magnet is showing you where that flat top was going to form, and indeed it was correct. This is such a dynamic and amazing indicator. Now you're going to see, this is another one that I developed a while ago. It's been about a year or so, and everybody trades with it now, and it's based on the volume profile. It's interesting. I see one commercial over and over. I can't help but call the guy out. I don't know his name or anything, but he just says, if you are trading with indicators, you know, basically you're doing the wrong thing. And then he goes and tries to sell you an indicator in his commercial. And it's basically the volume profile. And it's basically exactly the same one that you can get for free. So I don't get it. But, hey, whatever. He's giving you his knowledge, so I guess you're paying for that. But this is a little different than the one that you can get for free for sure. And it's got its settings all set up, and it's much easier to read too because it's basically telling you when to turn around. Now you'll see, I was trying to find the level, see these levels come across. Like if that came really strong across this magnet, which is most of the price action, if that came really strong, that would pull it down and pull the price down if it was below it. And if it came really strong above it, it would pull the price up. Maybe. I mean, because everything's a possibility, right? Everything's a probability with an unknown outcome, probability and outcome. So, Amazon, you don't get a lot of those fast moves to see those things. Okay, so that just said it should turn around up there. So that was my MACD, which I'm learning to trust. So that's not much of a trade to turn around with. So I'm going to wait a minute because there was just no money there. Okay, so there's some money. Yeah, guys, if it can hit the even dollar, I'll go for the even dollar turnaround, but I want to turn around sometime in here for just a small amount of money based on what there it hit again. MACD just popped up again. Like, no, you're not going to go up. I'm pushing you down. Like I said before, I say in a lot of my videos, I like to think of these indicators as being like living, breathing, alive, which sounds a little weird, but there are people that are making this price action happen. So, if you look at it, I think it's a good way to look at that because it gets in your head like how to listen to what you're seeing there, that it's got some validity, this is like really, I am really getting ready to turn. I'm definitely going to turn around at the 198. I haven't seen it pop up again, but I'm still remembering how it did just pop up and tell me to turn around. It disappeared though, which is why I'm still hanging. Wow, there it was again. I'm just going to take it there at 97. Yeah, and that is at the 98 mark too. So we had two fibs way up there would be another thing. If it crossed that, I would want to get out, but I got $330. So everybody's goal today when I talked to them was we were hoping I could talk them into making $1,000. So I think that that was a reasonable goal. And if I add that to my day, I'll be almost 9. So that'll be a good add for me. I don't normally trade Amazon at the on the RV strategy or even the open. Sometimes at the open you get a spike, but so what you see here is a 20 of a 9, a 14, and a 20 moving average. See how they're steadily going up. So we have a that's why you have the multi-chart alignment. That's a 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart, 30-minute chart, 1-hour chart, and 4-hour chart. This is an amazing indicator. You don't have to have all these other charts open. You just you can see what everybody else is making their decision based on, and more traders trade at higher increments as they go up. You got more and more and more. So when they all jump in, you want to know. Remember what I said about trading with the crowd. You want to trade with the crowd. That $1.50 levels, they set their trades. It's just a human instinct, nature, to set your trade at easy things to remember, 50 cents or whole dollars. I mean, they just, so that's trading with the crowd. Watching the, so it says it's going down, which is good. Okay, for a minute I thought like, oh, get ready, I am going down. Okay, yeah, it started to push back up, and then it said, no, we're going down. I have so many different indicators with alarms that I have to make sure that the sound effects, I don't get confused. Wow. I'm just, it broke through the 9 now. It's hitting the 14. The volume dropped way down with the sellers. So I think I'm going to try to snag something here, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get that at 80 cents. And now is this going to go up now that I did that? So kind of in between this channel, which is the Holy Grail level 1, 2, and 4 breakout, and then the whole dollar. Yeah, there it goes again. That was actually that red arrow popped right there. Is the buy sell oscillator saying no, we don't want to go back up. We want to go down. So I'm not going to hold this for long just because that just popped up, and that's 75% accurate. And then we have the 198 right up there. So I guess I'll try to get to that $198. Seems to be a real flat top for this right now. As you can see, it's just like breaking against the rocks. And then you have the arrows also. So let's see if we can get right to it before I turn around. So there's some money in this trade. There's 96 cents. I got out a little soon last time when I popped out. Wow, it definitely wants you to. I'm just going to take that. So I got it at 99, and I can see I got a little bit of a delay there, which I don't like. Sometimes that happens, even to me. So it said it's turning around like here, here, and here. So we're turning around with it. And it just said you will not break 198. It just said you're not going to do it. So this seems to be the height of what it wants to make today. So now it's just if you just get this is the $1.50 indicator that fills it in for you, but you can draw these lines if you don't want to buy the indicator. They're like $24. But I made this just because I didn't want to draw the lines, and everybody wanted me to make it available, so I did. And now even the prop firms use it. A lot of people can just remember, of course, but you're looking at so many things. I could remember too. I look at so many things that if you didn't have any single indicator, then you could look at okay, so hang on. That got much lower than it had been getting. I'm glad I'm going down with it. Did you see that arrow turning around right there? That was the buy-sell oscillator. We also have another level right there. We've got another breakout level. Oh, it keeps turning us around here. I'm just going to reverse right there, guys, and bank that. I'm going to keep an eye because I think the move, if you look at the scalping indicator, the move is still down. I'm going to go ahead and take that back down again. And I just banked it in case I hold it to the wrong way there. I don't lose as much money. So, oh, there it goes back up. So, yeah, I was watching this at the top and getting conflicting information. And you also have the multi-chart alignment now is more red than green. But there, that buy-sell oscillator turning us around again. So, guys, these indicators are extremely helpful if you understand what I'm doing. I know it can be a little bit of a learning curve, but a good strategy with good indicators, you're on your way to making a living day trading, which is what the whole idea of this channel is about. Actually, this is probably a really good time to put in a short ad. Hey everyone, this is the Professor for Day Trading for Success. I get asked a lot for videos I have already made, so I wanted to go over how a YouTube channel works, how our YouTube channels work, so you can find the videos I've already made. The opening screen should look something like this, and then you should have one video that's sort of promoting the whole channel when you go to YouTube channels. This is going to be videos based on your viewing history that they might recommend. These are the shorts. I steal my shorts from the $1 Million Margin Club because I love playing the John Bull Bear game. And then these are going to be the videos in the order, and then my only affiliate link. And then up here you can click right on the videos, and you can have your choice of going the latest, the most popular, or the oldest, and you can scan down, and they'll all be there by order of that order. And then there's the shorts I talked about, and the latest thing we have on here is a playlist. But another way to find videos is like if you type in the episode EP 287. If I type that in right there, that's going to take me to one of the most popular videos right there. So, but let's go ahead and take a look at this. So that's how else you can find things. But go to the playlist. You can see the teams just made one, the 15 most shocking videos. But basically videos you're going to want to watch. So if you go down to these are all the playlists. I have a lot of them. Every season, and then other specific ones. Go view full playlist. This will have them all. Like the Bohemian student said, they really didn't catch on to trading until they started to watch all the video archives. I think these 15 are really the most important recent videos that I think you should watch. So hopefully, guys, that's helpful. Always stay inquisitive and go green out there. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, that was here. That was a split second, but for you guys, it was 2 minutes listening to about how to get the different videos on this channel. So this will be a longer than usual video because the power hour is an hour and the RV strategy is a half hour. So yeah, I think I should have turned around there because it is definitely turning around, and I should have held it for the turnaround. It looks like. So now I'm managing a bad position going the wrong. I don't like to see it over 20 bucks because you're not making much with this stock and this share size here. So you don't want to get too far in the hole. There it goes back down. It is going to be a struggle to get to the $1,000 with this type of price action here. We can do it. Okay, so it's definitely turning us around again down here. You see that buy-sell oscillator? But we did break that level finally, so let's take it for a little run. Now see if we can break that next level, which is 97.54. Let's call it, there's a 50 cent right below it. So look at that 50 cent as a possibility. What is this level? This is 40. Wow. Okay, so we're going to go down to the 40 if it hits it. 45, 44, Is it going to hit the breakout level, the Holy Grail down there? Let's see if it hits the Holy Grail level. It's like calling to it. One more dip down there, and I'm just going to snag it. I'd like to see maybe 42, 40, closer to it. So I know it's going to turn around, because I think it might highly likely turn around at that level. There's 40, or at least I'm going to take that. Oh, 44. I thought I was going to get it at 43. Okay. It did hit it, right? Look at that. It hit it. Now, is it going to keep going and kill me? I broke 600 there briefly. My play in between these two levels and channel for a bit. No, don't do that. Oh, it's breaking the VWAP too. This is your VWAP right here. So it could just be making a downward move here. On the 5-minute, you did have a couple of dojis, Rickshaw Man, Hangman, Doji, turning it around at the top here, and it came down. So learn your patterns too, guys. That's in the Candlestick Pattern Playbook. I'll have a link to that. That's the only book that oh, wow. So we really have that rates the patterns. So that's why I like that book the best. It's put out by the $1 Million Market. They put out the best books. And I highly support them, as you guys know. So yeah, I'm on the wrong end of this tiny trades. I could have taken a couple. Just realizing I didn't even see it there too. That is the revenue range, that green line high. Again, I keep forgetting that that's right there. That should have been some support for that. I'm surprised it broke right through that in a big way too. $40. All right, just take a breath. I'm not going to get out of this trade. Hit the magnet, turned around. Seller didn't quite make it to the top twice. So that's a good sign that it might. Now it's going to really break that level. It's got to really get up there, or I'm going to have to take a lesser loss and play it down. Okay, so it seems to be really breaking it now. So that's a good sign. Turn green over here for a minute. Yeah, I could have rode that down for another $50 and then be riding it back up. So I'd be over 700 something. So that was a mistake. I think some of you did catch that. I'm going to head up to that other. If it hits that Holy Grail range up there, I'm going to turn around, guys. I'm not going to just think that's going to just go up forever. So we're going to try to capture it. That's at the 66 range up there. There, it hit 66 for a second, but boy, it hit strong. Let's see if it goes higher. Buy at 79%. I'm going to take that right there. I got it at 65. All right, so I got 675. I'll watch it keep going now. So here's where I would turn around at 197.90 if I called it wrong. Would be 197.90. I'm going to try to capture some of these little ones because I don't think I'm going to get to 1,000 unless I take this out for a spin and take some of these smaller scalps in this channel here. I mean, it's very, very safe right now, and I have a nice big cushion. So we'll try to. I'm not in the lead, which is, you guys are doing really good up there. Needed to dip a little because I'm at zero money there. Maybe down to the 50-cent mark. Try to catch a bit of bit money here on these little channels. Oh, everything's red going down. Weird time to turn around, but I'll take, I got it at 56. That wasn't good. It's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, but look at that. I was trying to get it at the 50 cent, but it turned around. So look at everything went green all in a split second. So, you know, and now this is the first time I've seen that crop up, the crossover for the 14. So that's a upward trend movement there. Right now, oh, it's telling me to stop. Is it going to just, I want it to make a break back up to the flat top here. But we may have to go into a smaller profit and be happy with that. Going to be tough to get to. We still got about 15 minutes left. So it's pretty slow, the power hour, compared to how you see me trade normally. I'm trying to make sure I call out everything for you guys. So a lot of times we're just yucking it up and chatting. It's not with the group on Zoom or in the studio. It's not not a lot of pressure to trade this. To trade the power hour, you know. It's getting some support at this 66. It keeps wanting to go up. So let's see. The volume went down with the buyers, but this one's right at the top. Oh, did you see that oscillator hit? Oh, that's the buy-sell oscillator. So we had, I don't think I called it out, but that was the MACD telling us that it's going up. And it did go up. I respect that a little more than that, but they're both something we need to pay attention to. And then we'll want to look at our price levels. The fact that it's above this now, though, so now we're just kind of looking at that. So that's the magnet price right there. So that's at the 91 range, and we're at 70. So, and then there's 198. So the arrow didn't remain. Let's see if it comes back again and gives us an alarm that we're too high again. At least we broke 180 for, I mean, not 197, 80, 85. Okay, see this price action coming in, guys? That's a good sign. It may pop that magnet up, and which means we could actually break that flat top. So yeah, the market magnet is telling us there's a lot of people right here, right at this level. So that might stop it from going back down and thereby making it climb a little higher. So we'll keep an eye on that action there. I'm just going to take that to try to ride this bounce down before I ride it back up. I'll try to catch a little bounce down. Keeps bouncing down. So I'm going to try to catch it. I'm at 85 short now. Could have made a mistake there. Oh, that's not down. That's up. I might take a lesser loss here. It's still going. Oh, wow. Okay. That's definitely still going. I'm going to take that. I think I lost like $3 or $4 there. So, oh, there it goes. 91. There we go. Let's see if we can get up to the 198. Yeah, I tried to look without any real data, just based on experience. I was knowing that things bounce up and down when they're climbing upward, you know, when they're making stair stepping. So you try to catch some of those moves up and down. So see more and more price action coming in right here. See it? Let's see if that magnet pulls up. Oh my God, they're all the way up here. So we really are looking like we're going to break this flat top by the amount of people that are coming in right there. So let's see if we can break the flat top here. We're up at 197.89. Oh, we have more than 15 minutes left. What was I saying? Okay. Let's see here. We got... There's a 198. It's what I'm looking for here, and we're almost there. There's 95. Wow. Would have almost got out already because of all that price action, but I'm going to take that. So I got it at 01. 98.01. Let's see if it keeps going up. Is it going to break it this time? It certainly looks like it's going to break it. Magnet pulling up. Price action above it. VWAP, crossover. I'm going to snag that and try to ride it back up again. This is what I try to do, is get these little moves, you know, as it bounces on a level. I'll take it again. Got up to 800 and something. I'm at exactly at 197.98. I thought that was at 198. It slipped down on me. Look at the magnet pull up. Wow. I don't really want to go short right here. Let's see. Well, it's right at the top of those arrows hitting. So I'm a little unsure of this position. Take that. Short at 198.01 again. It does seem to be stopping at the 198. You'd have to take these baby moves to stair step up to $1,000, guys. This stock is not a real mover. Yeah, all data is saying still up. It's just that there's a big void right here. Like I always like to say, it's the oxygen's thin right here, and this is where it was making that flat top before. It was at the 198. So it seems like it hasn't really solidly broken it yet. So I'm going to hold this short for a minute longer here. Try to catch these maybe up and down right here a little bit more. Don't like to see that. I don't like to see that volume coming in with buyers on the scalping indicator. I really want to go long again here as soon as I get any kind of decent money here. There's $15, $17. So I'm at 95 cents on the market maker. Let's see if we can get into the 80s. I want to turn around. I'm looking to turn around, guys, but I'm trying to make it not a wasted trade. So see more price action coming in above the magnet now, telling us it's going to go up more. So I might just get out. Although there's a drop. Let's see if we can pivot down before we spring up. 91, that might have been the best I could hope for. 92, 93, 91. Can I see an 8 there? Any kind of an 8 and I'm out. I should have just taken that. 90. Wow, that was actually at 90. It's toying with me. I'll take that. 90. It said 89. It slipped. So I'm back long again because the magnet's right next to me now. So now here's where our new flat top is a little bit higher, like 198.06, because of this market magnet level. So you saw the sellers were way down. Oh, don't tell me that. Yeah, the Mac's telling me I should have. MACD saying I should have kept going down. Multi-chart alignment split. The sellers had dropped so much, though. See here? Here we go. And now you've got the buy-sell oscillator also telling us to go short again. So, you know, let's see. Some of you are going short. I see that. This is a hard call right here, guys. I'm looking at the swale up and the fact, you know, that it kind of just kept going up. The fact that it broke it. The strength seems to be with the buyers, and we got a whole dollar push off here as a, wow, here we go, as leverage here to push us upward. I'm just going to take that. That's just too much. So 930, and I have it at 198.07. So if it dips back down, I might try to ride these bumps and break the 1K. And I'm going to take that. So 198.03. Bounce back up there. Don't make me wrong. It's kind of fun just to do little. We've got a nice big cushion, so we're just trying to call these bounces here off the whole dollar level. Magnet's strong right at the top, so we know we've got a lot of people trading with us up here. So we shouldn't have. I don't like to see this coming in down here, but when I'm in a long position, but. 4. So guys, if I break 1,000, I might call it a day for us. I'll see how many of you are close to doing that. Now that everybody's piled in here, but I'm just going to take that. So 954. I'm short at 198.08 now. Turn it around. That's the way what we want to see. That's the buy sell. Also, I didn't actually see the arrow came up, but I heard the sound effect for the MACD. We'll see. I'm going to take that. See if we can bounce back up there again for just a second before it turns. Got it 198.03. Yeah, it definitely looks like it wants to go down now. So I'm changing my feeling on this. Can't seem to break that level. That's just too many times. I'll take that. So I got it same place I had it before, but I stair-stepped up a little bit. I got to stop over trading here and just take a minute. I'm on to my afternoon coffee regime now. Get above the market magnet. Now that I'm going short, the action's coming in to pull it up higher. So our buy-sell oscillator took it down, but buyers are strong here. So yeah, might have misplayed that. We're over. Everything's saying up right now. I'm going the wrong way. Just when I thought I was going to break $1,000. Most of you are long. That is definitely the way it looks like it's going here. So, I mean, the oscillator said no, but everything else is saying go up. Now, what did that say? Up or down? Show me an arrow. I'm seeing right now I need to tweak that because we heard the sound effect, but we didn't get the arrow. That could make all the difference in the world if it's saying down or up to me. If it said up, I would be more inclined to flip out right now of this position. Boom, the magnet pulled up again. Wow. So we're right at the 198 level. Everybody is just buying and selling right here. There it is. It said down. All right, that's good. Thank goodness. I was looking for something that was verifying that was the other way. Not for you guys, I guess. But yeah, multi-chart alignment just went half red. The last thing that would signify down would be if this crossover flips off, and it just did. Okay, so there you go. So it broke the magnet. So how it's breaking? It broke the 9, the 14. It's going to break the 20. EMA. So we're in the void here now. See if it breaks the 20. It could just suck it right down. This is no oxygen. This is a whirlpool. Let's see. See some price action come in below the magnet would verify if we can get some of that to stay in this move down a little bit more. You know, sometimes some of the indicators don't catch up. The MACD is a little quicker telling you. This told us here, it went down, it went back up. That's the buy-sell oscillator. I mean, these two combined are really, it's almost like you can just count on the trade. I don't want to say that, you know, because I know things can go wrong for people. That's why have a maximum loss per trade, trade in a simulator. To me, I'm excited because the more and more we get more of these pro indicators for everybody. Yeah, I broke 1,000. The more and more, it's easier for you to succeed, which is the whole idea behind this channel. I like the Holy Grail breakout ranges too. I mean, and the $1.50 between the two of them. It's really just put us over the top to predict the price action. I mean, you've seen me call it and what I call it based on. So it's basically looking at the future. So you can predict the future, and if it doesn't make sense, then you should email me if I made a trade and it didn't make sense to make that trade, you know. So we can talk about why I did it, because there's a reason why I take every trade, and it's right in front of my face. So if it's not in front of your face, okay, so I'm gonna get, you know, guys, I think I'm gonna get out. We're over the 1,000. I know people are like, no, look, there's only like 12 minutes left anyway. So I'll wait a little longer. I'll wait a little longer. I think it's still going to go down. That's my feeling. We're still. I almost thought that was a $0.50 mark. That's my cursor, but yeah, I still think it's going to go down. So just hold on. I'm gonna break below 1,000 again because I stayed in it. I see the volume coming above the magnet. I don't like to see that. But, you know, remember how to read this, guys. I've had a lot of videos about, oh, no, don't do a crossover. If they don't make it to the top of the column, that shows a lack of confidence in the buyers. So remember, that's just how you can read the way this is telling you inside. And it's pretty split. No. Does seem stronger on the buy side here with the crossover again. Just yes, I know my messages never stop flashing. They're always, as soon as I get any, then there's more. So you'll never see my layout without flashing messages. Okay, here we go. All right, so it's telling us it's going to stop. See if it's pushing. It's like, no, no, keep going. 78. That's let's see if we can get to this. I'm staying in, but it's kind of boring, right? Because you guys could trade without me calling it, because there's not much to call here. But that's the idea. If you get this stuff, you don't need a head trader. You don't need a quarterback like me. You can call your own trades, and that's the whole idea. Everybody trades differently. You never want to try to learn by emulating somebody else, because it'll never work. You know, you have to trade the way you trade. Can I get to 1100? Got to buy out of this. There's 1100. What price is that? That was it. We hit it for a second. Did it hit that 66 and turn around? Was that it? Oh, did I should have grabbed it right there. Wow, it's a different $40 the other way. One more big dive. See, the seller's right at the top, guys. I give a lot of credence to this too when nothing else is happening, but this did, the buy-sell oscillator did say get out back then, so, and I didn't. Now we're back over 11. Now I want to avoid slippage. I'll just take that. I'm out there at $1,116, so how many of you are not over 1,000? Oh, there's quite a few of you. Some of you are, though. Yeah, I would ride this. I would get out now. I'll tell you that. That move, right when it hit the 54 line, that's definitely where I would think about getting out. I mean, it might go further, but I mean, there is that other, you know, Holy Grail level down there, which is 197 in the low 40s. Somewhere in here, though, I would turn around. I see a bunch of you just did. And then ride it back up to at least the 66 level. But, of course, it depends on, wow, look at the sellers, how strong they are right there. My God. Multi-chart alignments all red. Crossover turn went away. Scalping indicators telling you to go short. Man, there's the 40 range. You're definitely going to want to flip around. See, you've got the market magnet down there telling you to turn around too, those red arrows. And I should have stayed into that move. Look at that. That would have got me another $100 or something. It is definitely hitting too much to break through, so look out there. You want to turn around here sometime soon. Anyway, guys, that is the Power Hour for those of you that are watching. I wasn't planning on coming on. And remember, indicators can really be the key for short-term trading. These are short-term trading indicators, and there's indicators for long-term trading too, but those are easier. These are harder to figure out, to call it in the moment. When you're trading in the moment, of course, you can't get hurt by things that, you know, the stocks that get damaged by their corporate officers or bad news or, you know, things like that. You're just in and out in minutes or half hours, certainly not days, so you can't get stuck. Be careful. Everybody turned around, I hope. Okay, I'm going to stop quarterbacking so you guys you're on your own. So, all right, so I think we did good. Everybody did good. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, trade in the simulator first. Log all your trades. And follow a day trading plan. Always stay inquisitive and go green out there. Thanks for watching, guys.